first guest tonight is a legendary two-time Academy Award-winning actor. His new series, Zero Day, is streaming now on Netflix, and he stars in Barry Levinson's The Alto Nights, which is in theaters March 21st. Let's take a look.
You're going down a very dangerous road. You know that. And we ain't been down dangerous roads before. All of a sudden, we can't go down dangerous roads. This is a road that I'm not going down because you're going to take us all down. This is not the way. You know, it's just a matter of time you're going to get pinched. But don't forget, you're a racketeer. You're a gangster. Come on. All of a sudden, you want to be half in, half out, half a racketeer. You can't have it both ways. You're either in or you're out. And whether you're half in or half out, that don't mean you ain't going to get caught the same way I could get caught or I could go down. It's the same thing. Come on, don't be naive. We don't control this, somebody else does it. This is a death sentence.
Please welcome back to the show the one, the only Robert De Niro, everybody.
Thank you. Is that my tea?
Yes, tea. You got some. I think we have
oh, right here. Sorry.
Yeah, you got some tea. We're a couple gentlemen who like our tea.
Yes.
Now, this is fascinating. This is a film that has actually been in development since 1974.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. They
but,
told you we have a hot new script.
Yeah, exactly. They lied to me. No, but at that time, there were people, as I remember, trying to do a movie on Costello.
Yeah.
And I think Mike Cimino was trying at that time. And, but I wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
No.
And we actually found, this is a headline from 1974 about the fact that this was in development. This is a good, for people who are trying to get in the movie business, sometimes it takes time.
It takes time.
Now, you are playing, as you saw from the clip, you're playing two different gangsters in the film.
Yes.
I apologize for the first thing that popped in my head when I saw this.
What?
You talking to you?
Okay.
I apologize. I apologize. Was it, you know, it's a fascinating performance because obviously you're doing, I mean, again, a lot of scenes are with other actors, but the scenes you're together, what was that experience like?
Well, it was interesting. I mean, I worked with a few of the actors who were playing other parts in the story, and I asked one of them to do when I was doing Genovese, he would do Costello, and vice versa, and that helped me a lot. I couldn't do it with nothing; I had to do it with it, and he was terrific in the movie. Joe Pacino, I think his name was. He played one of the other characters, and so it helped me immensely.
It's fantastic. It must have been a trip to see it for the first time because you would never fully had a sense of what a scene would look like. Yeah,
I wasn't sure how it would work or how well it would work or not work, but I thought it worked okay.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I think it worked great. No one can ever accuse you of being full of yourself, Bob. Yeah. So Irwin Winkler, who was the producer on this film back in 1974, the first guy who bought the rights to this story, produced your first film. This is based on a fantastic Jimmy.
Well, it wasn't my first film.
Okay.
It was my first big sort of.
You were the star of the film The Gang That Couldn't Shoot Straight.
Yes.
Here's a photo of you, young Robert De Niro, right there. And the great Jerry Orbach was in it as well. But this was a role that was supposed to go to Al Pacino. He had been cast.
Al had been.
And so how did it end up coming to you?
They were going through something about him being in The Godfather. And finally, they worked that out.
Yeah.
And so the part opened up for me.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and then that worked out because then you were available for Godfather 2.
Exactly.
You know, I went back because, you know, you won your first Oscar for Godfather 2, and obviously the Oscars just happened, and I said, I wonder what kind of acceptance speech Bob made, and you were not there. You were not there the night you were working?
I was doing 1900 with Bernardo Bertolucci in northern Italy, and so it's 9 hours later there, so I got a call early in the morning that I had won the Academy Award.
So did you ever consider staying up to watch it, or was that not a possibility?
I don't know in those days whether you could watch it.
Yeah. Did you go to bed thinking,
I really felt that I didn't think much about it, and I didn't think that I was going to win. So.
Do you remember, was your reaction kind of like the way you're reacting to it now, or?
Sort of. No, I said, they called me and asked me, I said, great, blah, 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 thank you.
By the way, this is not eligible, but you did give an Oscar-winning performance for my money in Debbie Downer at the 50th. Did you enjoy? I think everybody has long imagined or dreamed about throttling Debbie. Were you familiar with the character Debbie Downer?
No, not too much, but she was great. She was just perfect.
I mean, she's the best, and it was very fun. I will tell you that from behind the scenes, when word came down that you were going to be in Debbie Downer, everybody was very excited.
Oh, great.
So, yeah.
You probably wanted to use me to get even with her in some way.
Yeah, I also want to congratulate you on Zero Day. You're playing a former president who's called back in by the current president to help with a cyber attack. And this is 6 episodes. Did it feel like, I know your approach is kind of the same every time you take on a role. Did it feel like you were making 3 movies?
Yes.
So that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's probably the most lines you've ever had in any given job.
Yes, it was a lot because we were doing episode 5, episode 2, episode 6, just jumping around all over the place. And Leslie Lincoln Glatter, who was great, she just, every time we start shooting, we start rehearsing. Before we shot, she'd say, give us the whole rundown of what had happened and where we were in the whole story.
Was that different than anything have you ever shot out of sequence like that or anything else before?
Well, in movies, you generally shoot out of sequence, but this is 6 episodes.
Right.
So it's like doing 3 features at once, so it's a lot bigger and longer and complex, and especially this project.
It's a lot of work, and I'm very impressed at the body of work that you continue to grow, but you also have something that makes your workload even more impressive. You have a child that's about to turn 2 next month, your daughter, which is incredible. And are you engaging a lot in the sort of things she watches? Do you guys watch stuff together?
Yeah. I know you know what you're going to ask me. Yeah, I do.
I mean, is there stuff you like more than others? Because, I'm the same way. I watch stuff, and I have a great appreciation for good children's television.
Well, I watch Miss Rachel.
Okay.
The Wiggles.
The Wiggles, yeah.
Blippi, I think. Now.
Yeah.
She's getting interested in it.
Blippi's got moves.
And then sometimes we watch episodes where they all work together.
Oh, that's the best, yeah. When they all get together.
Yeah.
That's the way I felt when I saw Heat. So I read recently...
That's what I felt when I saw Frankenstein meets Abbott and Costello.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid.
Recently I read that you might want to do a film festival where you watch all of your movies in chronological order.
Yeah, I thought of doing that, but I realized it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'd like to do it, but I don't know.
Is there anything you would want to skip?
Well, I'd have to look at everything.
Yeah.
Even though I'd want to skip it, unless I saw it near the time that I am looking, I would want to look at it again. I say, I got it. I saw that one. I know where it is.
What about Gia? Is there a movie of yours that you're... obviously there's a lot that aren't going to be appropriate for a good long time. But is there a first movie of yours that you'd be excited for her to see when she reaches a certain age?
I don't know. Rocky and Bullwinkle, maybe?
I think... It's good. I'm glad that you got one in that at least fits between 1 and 18.
Yeah.
It's always such a pleasure to see you, Bob. Thank you so much for being here. Robert De Niro, everybody. 0 Day is streaming on Netflix. The Alto Nights opens in theaters March 21st. We'll be right back with Caitlin Olsen.